Assalamu alaikum. Luke from Dustin Tribe here. I wanted to quickly go over a backpacking gear list as well as how to correctly pack for all your upcoming adventures. All right, let's get right into it. I suggest you bring a 55 to 65 liter backpack, a tent, sleeping bag, sleeping pad, Tony's Chaka Lonely, water bottle, 2 liter water reservoir, water purifier, bear canister, food, camp stove, fuel canisters, a lighter, mug, spork, headlamp, pocket knife, trekking poles, map, Ziploc bags, toilet kit, hygiene kit, mini first aid kit, small towel, bandana, and proper clothing. Now, if you're backpacking in Northern California like I am, most of the time these bear canisters are required. The Park Service wants you to have these because there's lots of bears out here. But if you're backpacking somewhere else that doesn't have a lot of bears or bears at all, then these probably won't be necessary, which is nice because they are a little heavy. So let's just get into what I pack in here. So starting off, I like to bring a Ziploc bag. This is perfect for all my trash. A lot of my food consists of wrappers and all that kind of stuff, all that trash that easily kind of flows away in the wind or will get dropped on the ground, which isn't great. We don't want to litter when we're out there. So having this handy when I'm cooking, drop all my wrappers in here is a great idea. So let's starting off my day with breakfast. I go for these. This is granola. It's got 580 calories, 17 grams of protein. This is substantial for me to start off my day. And you can add hot water in here, boiling water, which is nice. It's more of like a warm kind of cereal, or you can have it straight up as it is. It's completely up to you. So to get me through the middle part of my day, this is the part where I'm probably going to be out on the trail for most of the time. So, quick meals, just kind of snacks to get me through. I bring this snack bag here. And this consists of all kinds of different things, quick eats, quick bites. I got a tuna packet in here, granola bar, nuts. If we do have a chance to have a little bit of a long break for lunch, I have ramen in here, oatmeal. This is just everything to kind of get you through the middle part of the day until your dinner time. I also like to pack, I'm a tea guy, but if you drink coffee, you can put your coffee in here. Usually you want to bring instant coffee. Sometimes they make them with the creamer and sugar included, which is great. All you have to do is boil water on your camp stove in the morning and add that instant coffee and you're ready to go. So that's what I do for the middle part of my day. And then getting to dinner time, I have these freeze-dried meals. Now they come in different brands. This brand here that I use for my granola makes dinner ones. Good to Go is the brand name. There's a brand called Mountain House, which is very popular. Lots of different brands that you can look into, but this is home made and freeze-dried meals. This is actually curry, and this is substantial for my dinner. It's 500 calories, and all I have to do is boil water, dump it in here, and it's ready to go. I have homemade curry out there on the trail. All right, so let's talk about what we should be wearing when we're actually out there on the trail. And then we'll talk a little bit about what we should be packing in our bag. So to start, I like to wear a hat. This is a baseball cap. You can bring any kind of hat just to keep the sun out of your face. And then I like to bring sunglasses, which is really nice for the desert or if you're backpacking in where there's a lot of shiny rock and granite, because the sun can reflect off of those surfaces and into your face, and even if you're wearing a hat, it won't protect you from that. So having sunglasses is really nice. And then I like to wear a scarf. A scarf is great for cold weather, but I like to bring it for warm weather as well. It keeps the sun off of my neck, which is great, and it also has a lot of other uses, such as first aid. You can wrap it for things, so it's great to bring a scarf. And then I like to bring a moisture wicking t-shirt. Moisture wicking because we're going to be outside all day, moving around, sweating. You might get it wet, it might rain or something, and this will dry a lot quicker than, say, a cotton t-shirt. So it's great to bring moisture wicking t-shirt. You can also bring a loose long sleeve shirt if you'd like. And then for pants, I like to bring quick dry hiking pants. Loose fit is a good idea because we're going to be moving around a lot, and if you have something tight, you might get some chafing. It's also going to be a lot hotter if you get something compressed and tight. So having some loose hiking pants is great. Then I like to wear boots is my preference. You know, there's some extra ankle protection, which is good, helps prevent sprained ankles. But I've seen all kinds of things out on the trail. You know, like trail sneakers is really popular, and they make some really comfortable ones nowadays. So that's also a good option. And then underneath my boots, I like to wear wool socks. You should be wearing wool socks and not cotton socks. Cotton socks, once they get wet, they're most likely going to be wet the whole trip. They take forever to dry, and they're a lot colder when they do get wet, versus wool socks will kind of hold that warmth much better. Okay, so this is the clothing that I'm going to be packing in my bag. Quick disclaimer, this is all warmer weather clothing. Everything I'm wearing, everything that I'm packing for, it's a warmer weather trip. If you're going on a winter trip or a colder weather trip, then you're gonna have to pack some extra clothing, some different items that I didn't fully include here. So you're gonna have to do your own research on that. But for a warmer weather trip, I'm gonna pack a puffer jacket. Now, this is probably a little bit overkill, but the night times do get chilly. You know, chillier than you normally expect, and it's nice to be on the safer side. You never know if the weather drops, temperature drops a lot lower than you were expecting. And these pack really nice. You know, they bundle up really easily. It acts as a good windbreaker. It's slightly water resistant, so you know, if there's a little bit of sprinkling outside, you won't get soaked through to your base layer. So this is nice to have. Then I like to bring a beanie. This is great for the nighttime. This, you know, most of the heat escapes from your head, so having a beanie is great to kind of capture that heat and to stay warm during the nighttime when you're sleeping. Then I like to pack extra wool socks. I have a couple pairs in here. Always great to pack extra of these because your feet sweat a lot. Similarly, you step in a puddle and that's it, you know, your socks are wet. So your feet get wet super easily out there on the trail. It happens. You know, blisters start to form, so it's good to have these socks, wool socks. Then I like to bring a thermal base layer, long sleeve. This is good to change out of your day clothes when you're going to bed. You know, it's nice and warm, and it's an extra shirt that'll be dry. And then all I have left is some extra underwear. Okay, so this is going to be everything that I'm bringing on my trip, and it's all going to fit in this bag, believe it or not. Now, the way you pack it is super important because it makes a big difference on the weight distribution and how it sits on your back, and it will be much more uncomfortable if you don't pack it right. So let's just start right away. I'm going to take my sleeping bag, put it in first, all the way at the bottom. Next, I'm going to take my Camelback, my water reservoir. Now my backpack has a pouch in the back here that's dedicated for water reservoirs. Most backpacks have that, and I want to make sure it goes all the way to the bottom of the bag because you want that water weight to sit lower at the bottom there. And then you want to make sure this straw thing here is, there's usually a hole in the top of the bag, and make sure that you push that tube through the hole, or else it'll just start leaking in your bag. So next, I want to take, probably the heaviest thing is going to be this bear canister and all my food. I'm going to put that in the middle of my pack, sort of on top of that sleeping bag. The middle kind of lower part of my bag is the most important. You don't want to put this at the top. The heaviest stuff should go in the middle and to the bottom of the bag. Then I'm going to take my my water filter. I can squeeze that next to, it's small, so I can squeeze it next to the bear canister. I'm going to put that in. Now everything, then I'm going to put my clothing. Now this is probably the lightest thing. You know, it's just light clothing. I'm going to suction all the air out of this bag. Now you can put it in a bag if you want. They also make waterproof bags, which are nice in case your bag gets soaked by rain or something. But this is just a simple bag. I just like it simply to organize my stuff better. I don't have clothing all strewn about my bag. I just know it's in this sub bag. So I'm going to put that in the top of my backpack because the lightest thing I want at the top. Now that's everything I'm going to put in this main section. So I'm just going to cinch this up, close this away. Great. So now I have all this other kind of loose stuff. The tent, I'll show you, we'll save that for last. But I have all this small stuff, and I'll also save that for last, the sleeping pad. But we have all this small stuff here, little kind of things that you don't want to put in the main pouch because they'll just get lost. And these things I grab and I access really frequently, you know, camp stove every time I eat dinner, my water bottle, all this stuff I want easily accessible. So that's where these kinds of side pockets and this top part, which is called the brain, come in handy. So I'm gonna start putting stuff in this top brain pocket. So what I wanna do is, I have my camp stove. I'm actually gonna take this off. You don't need these together. You really shouldn't store them together. And I'm gonna put all my cooking stuff actually fits in this mug. So my camp stove fits in this mug, my lighter, and then I put the lid on, I put the spoon through here, and it's all together, and I'm just gonna put that right in the brain there. So that way when I'm ready to cook, just grab that and it's ready to go. I'll also put my hygiene kit. Now, you know, I just have a toothbrush and toothpaste. You can bring deodorant if you want. I don't advise soap out there just because you don't want to contaminate the water sources. But if you do have natural soap, that is an option. Then I also like to put my first aid kit in here, and then my headlamp also, as well as my pocket knife. You know, this is all stuff that I'm going to grab very often on my trip. So I want to be able to just zip this pouch open, grab what I need, and I don't have to rip apart everything that's stuffed in the middle part of this bag. I'm also gonna put, well, we'll put these somewhere else. So I have these side pockets also. Every pack is built a little different, but most of the time they all have these kind of pouches on the outside. So I'm gonna dedicate this pouch here to my toilet kit. I got my toilet paper, my shovel. I'm gonna put that in there, my bidet water bottle. It's all just gonna be this dedicated toilet kit pouch. And then I have another pouch. This is my last pouch. I'm gonna put my bandana and my towel in here. And then I'm also going to put my map in. I have this like mesh pouch here, which is very easy to grab, which is great because this is gonna be in and out. Similarly, you can keep this in your pocket, but this is gonna be in and out. So I wanna keep this accessible. I have that right there. And then my water bottle. Most packs have these sort of pockets on the side here. They're kind of meant for water bottles because you can kind of reach around and grab them or put them back if you need to. Very easy to just grab your bottle quickly. So that's what this is for. I'm gonna shove my water bottle in there. Then the Tonys, you wanna put in your pocket because you don't want anybody to steal that. And you don't want anybody to know about that. So you gotta have it ready when you're out on the trail, ready to go. Now, I'm gonna close this top pouch or snap it in here because I don't need to access anything in the middle inside of the pack anymore. And make sure you tighten these straps down. Now, what I have left is the tent and the sleeping pad. Now the tent is fairly heavy, so and large, so I don't want to fit this in here, and I want it to be at the bottom of my bag. Similarly, this isn't heavy at all, actually, the sleeping pad. However, it is a very large and awkward size, so fitting it in this bag would be very difficult. So what I like to do is, you see the bottom of my pack here actually has these straps where I can strap it to the bottom on the outside of my pack. That's for the tent canvas, tent poles I'll show you later, and the sleeping pad. So I'm gonna wrap these straps around, and I'm gonna clip them in. And now this heavy tent is at the bottom of my bag still. It's gonna have the weight at the bottom and not at the top where it'll pull. You know, I'm not gonna try to shove it inside the top of this pack where it'll pull away and hurt my back really badly on the trail. So you tighten these real tight and they're not going anywhere. They're stuck in there. And that's almost done. The last thing is the actual poles. I like to put them in the water bottle pouch here. You can kind of shove them in the side and they're gonna stay there. They're not going anywhere. And that's it. That's the full pack. It's all packed, ready to go. All right, well, that just about wraps this up. If you're gonna be joining me on a Dustin Tribe adventure, well, I look forward to seeing you, inshallah. And if you're going out there on your own, well, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide you on your journey. Tawfiq inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.